This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake 45.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out your eyes.
Sway in the morning, Shake 45. Get up with DJ Wonder coming out of that mix. Wonder. Hey, Wonder made a special request. You want to follow him on Instagram. Wonder, tell him how they can follow you on Instagram one more time.
DJ Wonder PICS. DJ Wonder Pics.
And he's looking for something very specific from a specific type of person. Wonder, could you tell him what it is that you're looking for, please? Thank you.
Titty pictures in my DM.
There it is. Okay, DJ Wonder, go ahead and hit him up. All right. Now, Heather.
I'm here.
I got some friends with me.
I know it.
Shamari, Alex, and Tambisa.
Yes.
Tambisa's like my sister. And and they're here to talk about a documentary that I think is extremely important for hip hop culture, for music culture as a whole, and especially for Northern California. And it's called 93 til-infinity, or is it just til-infinity?
It's called til-infinity.
Til-infinity, celebrating 20 years of the Souls of Mischief. And it's going to be premiering at the New York City International Film Festival, and that's tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Congratulations, man. This has been in the works
so much.
for so many years, Shamari, right?
Yes. 2011 I started out.
2011, you started putting together the building blocks of this documentary. And on this documentary, Souls of Mischief, why they're so important, because for me, in my opinion, they were symbolic of an extra branch that the Bay Area had to offer in terms of hip hop music. The Bay Area was stigmatized for a long time of kind of making one kind of sound when it came to rap to me, and that was because people who weren't from the Bay didn't know that we had a variety of sounds coming from the Bay. If you look at guys like MC Hammer, but you also had Tony. You also had Rapping Forte, or you might have the Loonies, or you might have RBL Posse, or you might have Paris, or you might have MC Twist. It was just so many different varieties coming out the Bay. Souls of Mischief, Hieroglyphics crew, to me, in the same spirit of ASAP Collective or Young Money Collective.
Sure.
That was what they are to us, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like for me personally, I had a chance to watch them from very, very early on. I mean, they were rappers in elementary school. So they were developing these styles for a really long time. And so to see them bring that into the forefront and take it nationwide and eventually worldwide was amazing. And it was just showing that, we can have Digital Underground, we can have Hammer, we can have Too Short, we can have Souls of Mischief, all from the same place.
Yeah.
And totally different sounds.
They were the young guys.
Yeah, right.
Pretty much ushering in a whole new era of hip-hop for the Bay.
Yeah.
I was fortunate to be a part of it because Opio's father, Michael Ashburn, was my first attorney.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And he wouldn't charge me because we didn't make no money back then. But what he asked me was, let me teach you about contract law, publishing, and so on and so forth when it comes to legalities of the music business, so you'll know a great contract when you see it.
Yeah.
And so because of him, I wanted to go to law school at Hastings, but music pulled me away. But he was the first person to let me hear Souls of Mischief off of a cassette tape at his house over in East Oakland off of MacArthur. Is he still there? No, he's by the lake now, right? And and Opio used to come downstairs basically in his pajamas, you know what I mean? And I was like, this the kid that's rapping? And we started playing it on a radio station KMEL out there.
Yeah.
And those were the legendary demos.
Yeah.
Legendary demos.
Legend. Why you say that, Alex? Why you say legendary demos?
Oh, man, they had so much buzz in the industry already. Just from their demo tape, it was an amazing demo. It was like 5 songs, so well put together. Like that almost blew up at that time more than even when their album came out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was incredible.
It was the demos, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you fast forward 20 some odd years later, Souls of Mischief are still going strong. They did something in the music business that we're starting to see a lot of young artists do today. They were doing in the 90s in terms of branding themselves.
Absolutely.
And also they have a strong merchandising game, and they have a strong digital game presence as well. I want to talk about this documentary. If you're a fan of the Souls of Mischief or Hieroglyphics or Bay Area hip hop, you want to ask questions, 888-742 3, 3, 4, 5. That's when you lost. Sway in the morning.
That's my favorite.
It's a clip from the documentary Til-Infinity, celebrating 20 years of the Souls of Mischief, premiering at the New York City International Film Festival tomorrow. We got Shamari's here, and Alex here, and Tim Beeson Shaka is here as well.
Yes.
What was everybody's role in this, Shamari?
So I played the role of I was sort of like an octopus for this project. Director, I was behind the camera, editor, graphics. I put the whole thing together, and luckily I had Alex D here as my co-producer, and also he did the score. Okay, and so that was
Shamari
pivotal.
originally brought me in to do the score. But yeah, we ended up working on it together so much and pulling things, and like Souls, that's old school family, so I had a lot of archive stuff to contribute to the film, and we ended up working on it hands on, all hands on deck.
And also I can't forget Jasmine Miranda, my producer, who brought out all the great stories that you hear in the film.
Yeah,
amazing interviewing.
Tembisa, now what was Tembisa's always been the glue in the Bay. They keep everybody together, right?
Oh yeah, legends.
That's funny.
The Bay Area made glue.
Architect, hip hop architects, all of us.
Well, we talked about this before. When I remember you were at Mills College and used to put together these panel discussions, and I would do those panels with you, and others would do those panels with you. And then when you went to work with the Gavin and the Gavin Report Industry magazine, and you were doing the same thing, you continued it. In your role in this, why did you think it was important?
Well, I was actually asked by Shamari to come in and be in the film to talk about that backdrop that gave us Souls of Mischief, to really set the scene for people as to what was happening in that moment. And I actually started working at Gavin after their St. Francis cipher that created that bidding war. But it was just literally like less than a year after that. So by that time, their album was out. So I had the opportunity to watch them go up the Gavin rap charts and watch them, burst onto the scene nationally after having seen what Hieroglyphics was doing locally.
What year was that about?
That was 1994.
And talk about that cipher that got them signed. When you say, you got to keep in mind now, you're talking to, this 2015.
Right.
People in this room weren't even born when this was taking place.
So they were in the lobby of the St. Francis. They had just made a decision that they were going to go there. And at that time, you literally could go to the lobby of the St. Francis, whether you had a badge or not, and just sit and look and watch everyone from Chuck D to, I met DJ Rap and Cool G Rap and DJ Polo and Nas all at the same time in the lobby of the St. Francis.
Yeah.
So
everyone would go.
Everybody would just be out there chilling. This is before people needed bodyguards, before pop radio, before all of that. So everybody was just chilling. Nobody was really checking for hip hop like that. So it was very much a family environment. But the industry was very heavy, very thick in that space. Yeah. Souls was like, guess what? We're coming down there and we're going to make a statement.
They literally cut school and went down to the St. Francis West End.
And they started flowing with Curious George.
Yeah, Curious George.
and
Pharaoh
Monch. And Pharaoh.
Pharaoh Monch.
Yes, Organized Confusion.
At that time.
Yep. And they had everyone stopping in their tracks to hear them.
I remember that. St. Francis, where they were having the Gavin seminar, just for clarity.
In San Francisco,
in San Francisco, that's where they were having this music seminar. There was a moment in, I don't want to skip through things because the things that Souls of Mischief did is they did have this widespread mainstream success at one point once they signed over to a major record company. And then they didn't after a while. Mm-hmm. And they had to really kind of gather their resources to stay afloat. And I don't think people realize they were so great at branding at that time with the hieroglyphic logo that, same way that Puff was great with Bad Boy, same way that Naughty by Nature was great with You Down with OPP, same way that, Rockefeller was great with The Rock and holding up the diamond. They had their Souls of Mischief branding that they did. And they were able to survive even when they weren't in the spotlight. How did they do it?
So it's amazing, when you talk about just that the Bay grind and that idea of independence, like that. I think that's ingrained in all of us in some way, shape, or form. It's like, hey, we're not gonna wait for the machine to come and push us. We are gonna take control and step out and say, we can do this ourselves. And they were forward thinkers in a lot of ways. Like they were thinking about having a website when that wasn't commonplace. They were thinking
they were
about
the first hip hop, I think even maybe the first music group, but definitely the first hip hop group to have a website, an online retail, the whole thing.
Yeah, and that was what year was that?
96.
96.
Yeah.
And their logo is one of the most recognizable logos in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
And and when you think about that from a branding standpoint, like people recognize the Hieroglyphics logo alongside McDonald's and Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. Now there was a moment in their careers. When I think back at this, it was, to me, if you were to rank battles in hip hop, this definitely would be in the top 5. Some would say top 3. Some would even argue that it was one of the biggest. I wouldn't necessarily argue that because, so many like the MC Shans and the KRS-One battles, or the Mo D, LL Cool J battles, or LL Ice T battles, or Ice Cube Common, or
Nas and Hove.
Nas and Hove, but it was against Oakland groups. It was really against Casual and Saafir. Yeah. Casual being a part of the Hieroglyphics, Saafir being a part of the Hobo Junction, who were friends. But eventually they created, they became not enemies, but they became rivals, if you will. Right? And back then it was seriously intense. And I remember they used to come up on the show. Whether Souls of Mischief came up on the 10 o'clock bomb show that I was doing in the Bay. Wow. Or Saafir and the Hobo would come up on the 10 o'clock bomb. They always talk mess about the other with these subliminal disses live on air. And I'm like, man, you guys all grew up together. What you want to do about it? Right. And those were the beginning stages of what became the biggest battle in Northern California's history, probably California's history, between rival crews. And it all came to a head at this radio station, KMEL. King Tech and I were doing the world famous Wake Up Show, which we do here now every Monday nights. And I want to play a piece of this freestyle battle that people around the world did
Give them the history. Give them the history.
They did not know that the Bay Area has some of the most skilled, off the top of the head freestylers, and that this scene was really big in the Bay Area, where you had ciphers and you had people battling for supremacy. And this all played out live on the air like it's never had before. I want to play a first clip from the battles. Casual? Yeah. Here it is. People don't even have this.
Lyrics.
Casual is on the mic, I might rap supreme. When I hop on the mic, you know I dominate. Yes, this rhyme was great. Saafir, you ain't doing nothing. You button. When you rap, you a sap, and you know that. Your flow is skinny, you're not fat. I hop on the mic, rolling with many from the east to know. I got the beast inside it. I ride with my folks. Folks a joke in the whole Hobo Junction. Can't rock a function. I'll hop on the mic, eat you for lunch when I do it. MCs are hop to it. Y'all niggas whack. Go write some more rap. I be hopping on it. Doing it like I need to. Casual exceed you. Don't grow some weed so you can get us that vote.
Now, that was on the Wake Up Show. The entire Northern California was tuned in to this. Emotions were at an all-time high. This footage is actually captured. People around the world, I travel, and people always say, I listened to that battle. Did y'all videotape? Did you tape it? And I never could really answer. I knew someone had taped it. I just didn't know where it was back then. So we were documenting and stuff back then. Alex, you filmed it?
Yeah, I taped it.
Alex filmed it. I knew it. And he was always holding out over the years, dog.
Yeah, those videotapes have been in storage for a long time. It's crazy because those tapes, so that was just a home movie. Yeah. Well, I didn't even own a video camera. Those were pricey and classy back then. I borrowed one from someone, and Shamari and I were just making home movies and interviewing friends of ours, whatever. And Hyro's my family, so we were just hanging out. And we were actually hanging out in my house that night, videotaping whatever. And we were like, oh, I think the battle's supposed to happen tonight. We weren't even sure. And then Casual wasn't with us. He was already headed to the radio station. But we called him like, "Are you going to this battle?" We didn't even know if it was gonna be
And
like
you
a
were
huge
with
thing.
Pep.
Yeah, I was with Pep,
Yeah.
and and we were like, "Oh, okay, we'll go down." We came down to the wake up show, and I just videotaped the whole thing, just as just to do like that.
You captured a milestone moment in hip hop history, man.
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
From back in '94.
Yeah,
94. So
Yeah,
you see
94.
me, you see Tech. Here's Saafir's one of his responses to that casual verse.
You don't spend 300 on a 380, stupid ass nigga. You not fat. You don't belong with a cat. You belong with a Mac. Join our crew. We'll call you Fat Cock. You can bring me my Jock Drones mascot. Hey, you don't know. Where's my lunch? I'm having a sucker for supper. Suckling sap tap water flower. I be beyond like Evian. Tell Tajay to get out your ear. Nigga, come jump on my dick. My name is Saafir. Come bring me my nameplate. Nigga, your game is fake. You a mark. You put your shit down on stage. Nigga, I seen shit dripping out that little booty. It's defected in that section. Hey, come fuck with me. Come fuck with me.
Damn, man.
Every face in this studio is scrunched up right now behind that.
Wow, man. And so this is all a part of til-infinity.
Well, actually,
That-
I want to make sure I clarify
Yeah.
because the battle is actually a piece that I'm rolling out now. Til-infinity I've been taking around the last 2 years on the film festival circuit, and now I'm rolling out the battle. And
It's a separate film.
It's a separate film, a short film, and
Damn. How long is it?
it's 30 minutes long. Wow. Yeah. And when I was taking til-infinity around, one of the questions is like, hey, why isn't the casual Saafir battle included? What people call it Hyro Hobo.
Yeah.
Why isn't that included in the Souls of Mischief film? And I wanted to make it clear, like, that it's more of a casual story. If you're talking about hieroglyphics, it's a casual story and it's a Saafir story. And the Souls were involved because they had casuals back. That's crew, and you need to hold your man down. But like, really, honestly, I couldn't put it into the Souls of Mischief film and make it work. And so I knew that Alex had this footage. And I seized the opportunity. Like when we sat down,
In Oakland,
Sway was gracious enough to sit down and do it. When you went through the stages of that night and the way you spoke about it, I knew I had to make the film.
Oh, okay.
And that's the truth. It's really the truth. I mean, before then, like I knew the footage was there, and when we spoke to you, that I knew I had to make it.
Yeah, you guys. It's so much information we have, but it's hard to, like, you got to trigger it out of me. Heather will tell you, I'll come up with a story. If you don't trigger it, it's going to live in an abyss somewhere in my brain. But it was I understood how important that moment was as it was happening, which is, that's divine intervention, where you could be in a moment and know, oh, shit, damn. Wow, we'll be talking about this 20 years from now. Sure
And
enough.
this is why it's so important for us to document hip-hop history and not let someone else who's looking from the outside, who doesn't fully understand the culture, like, this is preserving culture.
Yeah.
This is not just about, okay, let's make a few coins, or let's just put it on the internet for nothing, or let's just do kind of a subpar production of this and move on to the next. No, hip-hop deserves better, deserves more, and I'm just really grateful that Alex and Shamari are preserving culture in this way with both of these films.
Yeah, we got Chris on the line from Ohio. Good morning,
What
Chris.
up, Chris?
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
What up, man?
First, I'm trying not to take too much time, man. So I'm originally from Florida, and Sway, you always talking about like the impact of hip hop. So when Hyro was out, was specifically Souls of Mischief, you got to think about it. In the '90s, we're in Florida. And this is our, exposure to like what's going on over there, and we're like, whoa, it's more than too short. This is crazy.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And literally last week, I was just talking to a cat, and I was trying to get them to understand, like, with Souls of Mischief, those guys are really good about picking dope-ass beats and still murdering the lyrics. I mean, like, and so, and please, I'm hoping that before y'all get off that y'all play, like, Miles to the Sun or Make Up Your Mind or something like that, just so they can understand, man, like, these dudes are always undervalued when they talk about some of the best MCs ever to do it. They never get mentioned, ever. And it's like, it blows my mind.
Well,
it literally blows my mind if you think about it.
Well, we're going to play 93 Till, though. But I'll tell you why, because those are great songs, too. But I think that's the one that everyone's familiar with, and that kind of catapulted. I don't think they've had a bigger single since then.
Oh, well,
that's the anthem.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's one of those songs that gives you that feeling. I mean, it's nostalgia. It's good times. So many different things wrapped into one song. And when you have a song that can touch people like that, it's hard to recreate that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's great that they did it once.
And they were really masterful at giving each member equal time, and each of them were so individually amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't feel like, okay, when is the song going to end, right?
Yeah.
But you still had that song structure of the hook, or a breakdown or a vamp or whatever that was in there. But everybody was just hitting, all killer, no filler. It's the beauty of Souls,
Tambisa, thank you for coming by this morning and bringing donuts. Tracy couldn't eat hers because she's on a specific diet. Alex D, man, good to see you, bro.
You too.
Alex caused some stir up in the hallways of Sirius XM. My phone is like literally blowing up. Girls are asking who's the guy with the beard that just walked in the Sway studio.
Look, he's getting all, he's blushing and whatnot.
I'm like,
I love it.
Are you still doing that,
Hello,
man?
ladies.
Yo, he was a slayer back in the day.
Man.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Okay, yeah, well,
Catch the crumbs.
somebody just texted me they want to jump his bones. I don't know what that means, but I think it's sexual.
You
I
married?
can show you the
You married?
text.
I should come up here more often.
Wow.
Shamari, thanks for coming through, man.
Thanks so much.
Hey, listen, how can people who are listening who can't come tomorrow? The film Til-Infinity will be at the New York City International Film Festival. But if they want to find out more about it, how can they go on and check out clips or? So
we are, we're reachable online. We're at til-infinity doc. On Instagram.
Til-Infinity doc.
Yes.
All right.
Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And you can find us also at stillinfinity.com. That's our website. So, yeah, any of those. But I really want to thank you because I don't know if you remember when we finished our interview in Preservation Park in Oakland. Mm-hmm. I don't remember exactly what I was going to ask you. Yeah. But after the interview, I was like, when this gets done, I think I was going to ask you about an MTV clip or something. You cut me off and you were like, I'll do anything. I'll promote it. I'll, whatever you need, but just make sure it's good. Don't make anything bad. You know what I mean? It was kind of like you gave me the Big Brother speech, and I was like, and I knew what it was. I was like, okay, I got to come with it. Yeah, so I really appreciate it because you a man of your word. You know what I mean? And thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
man.
us.
Yeah, I just wanted to be quality, and you did that, man. I was really excited to watch what I got a chance to see, and then I will definitely connect you with the MTV Connect as well. All right.
Cool.
All right.
Appreciate that.
Man, Shamari, thank you, brother. All right,
Thank
Alex,
you.
Tambisa.
Thank you.
Til-Infinity. Be on the lookout for that, you guys. Til-Infinity doc.
Area.
Make sure you follow him on social media and stillinfinity.com.
It's Sway in the morning.
Up next,
From
our
Shade
intern,
45.
Dawn Yelisa.
Elise?
It's her first opportunity to be live on the air with her own new segment. We're going to rate her and judge her. Next, Sway in the morning, Shade 45.
Souls of Mischief crew. I'm chilling with my man Festo, my man A Plus, and my man Bo.